Okay, so in the kernel upgrade, we discussed about the how to do the kernel upgrade. So this is the kind of maintenance activities we have to perform as a basis consultant 3 years once or 3 months once. So we have to update our kernel to latest versions. In the existing versions, if we have any bugs or something, so we have to update it. Otherwise, as a standard procedure, every 3 months once, so we have to update our kernels to the latest levels. We have to update it. After that, we need to. So, is it downtime required for SAP to do the kernel upgrade?
Yes, sir.
So why we need downtime for SAP systems to perform the kernel upgrade?
As all the executables are present in the kernel, we need to do the system shutdown, sir. We need to stop the system.
Right, exactly. Correctly you said, like, yes, all the binaries. Binaries means, so each and every process in SAP system, each and every screen, every process will depend on the so kernel. So if there is no kernel, SAP it won't start. So that's the reason. So while system is on, you cannot replace the binaries. So that's the reason you need to stop the system and you need to do the kernel upgrade. So do I need to stop the database as well?
Not required, sir.
So why? So like that, they may ask you questions. Okay, you should not keep calm. So you need to so explore. So we should not stop. Kernel upgrade is required only SAP by SAP system need to stop. Why? Because we are replacing only SAP, not the database. We are not touching the database. That's the reason. So we need to replace only SAP canaries. Like that, you need to answer, right? So that's the reason. Okay, you need to elaborate as well everything. Okay, this is about the last time, so we discussed in the kernel upgrade concept. So and also we are in middle of discussing the so TMS configuration as well, right? TMS configuration. So this is what we are discussing, the TMS configuration, transport management system. So what is mean by transport management system? The transport management system is required. The transport management system is required. The so at least two systems or three systems in the landscape. At least two systems or three systems in the landscape. So at least two. So here we have in the last week we don't have any systems. So here now we have so here we have so three systems are available in the system, right? So if you see here we have the ECP and so we have the NWD and TST systems are available here. Three systems are up and running fine. So now we need to add. So someone saying that when you close the SAP logon entry, so these entries are going away. So can you check whether where we are creating? Maybe it is creating in the temporary. Is it for everyone? Every day you need to create the logon pad entries newly?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay, so maybe let me create again. Why? Because see here we have the ECP entry. That is fine. So now we have the NWD and we have the other entries as well, right? We have the other entries also in the systems. So we will add, I will add all the three systems. So let's see. So go here. So maybe I will put the NWD, same SAP Windows and instance number 02 and SID is the NWD. So right. So that is done. So what is next? TST. TST is the instance number 04. 04 we have. 04 we have. Right. Just click the connection. Just click on the next button. So maybe TST. SAP Windows instance number 04. So SID EST. So I clicked it. Okay, let me stop it here. So close it. I closed it here. Then again I closed it here. Again if you start it, again if you start it, yeah, still entries are there. You need to create in the local. So local machine, in the local folder you need to create. check your settings, check your SAP logon pad options, the configuration files, what is configured here. So check that one. So check that one, what is configured here. So based on that, so you can check it out. Okay, sure. So that is fine. So we have the ECP. So we'll log into the ECP, and also we have NWD and we have TCT. So all these systems are there in the system. Okay. So what is this? Okay, so we have three systems in the landscape. Okay, three systems are in the landscape. Okay, so we will connect to, so yeah, what we are discussing now, TMS configuration. TMS configuration, first of all, to perform the TMS configuration, we need to decide which system should be in the domain controller, which system should be in the domain controller. So we have systems like, so NWD development, so TST testing, and ECP is our production system, main system. Okay, this is our production system, ECP, and this is the test, TST test system. Okay, so this is our NWD, like that is dev. Okay, development system. Like that, we have the three systems in the landscape. Okay, three systems in the landscape we have in the system. So in this case, first of all, we need to decide which system should be in the domain control. Normally, as a best practice, SAP recommended to go with the production. Why? Because production is the high availability system, which means so we will not stop immediately. There is no downtime. Nothing will happen. So that is the reason we will go for the production or development. Some customers they will be in the development. Some customers they will in the production. Here, in this case, we will decide. So we will decide this is the development system. Development system, ECP. ECP is our domain controller system. In this case, what we have to do to perform the domain controller, to perform the domain controller, what we have to do, what are the steps we need to follow. So here what we are doing, domain controller we are creating. First of all, we need to create the domain controller, TMS configuration. Okay, TMS configuration performance. Domain controller means, first of all, in out of these three branches, one system, one branch will be the main branch. So this main branch will, this main branch will adjust, main branch will manage the other two branches as well. This main branch will manage the other two branches as well. That is the reason we have to configure the domain controller. So what is the naming convention of the domain controller? So abbreviation wise, domain controller is the system which will control the other systems in the landscape. It will control it to move the changes. So once the new change is created, where to go and how to go. So this everything will be controlled by domain controller, right? So here domain controller will control it. So here, what is the naming convention of the domain controller here? Anyone knows? Last time we discussed about this one. Domain underscore SID. It's the most important interview point of time question. So naming convention of the domain controller, domain underscore SID. So to perform this domain controller, what we have to do here? So we need to log into the 000, right? 000 client we have to log in. Then with STMS transaction code we have to use it. Then domain underscore ECP SID we have to give it. Then ECP we have to give it here. Then save it. Then this is called the domain controller. This is called the domain controller. Okay, this is called the domain controller system. Okay, so now let's log in the same. Okay, we'll log into the ECP. Okay, so 000 client. So and any one of the user, either DDIC or SAP star, we have to give it. So STMS. So already last time we configured. Again, I'm deleting. Go to the extras, delete the configuration. Okay. So here again, I will go to the starting, go to the STMS is the transaction code. Then here domain underscore SID. Just click on the save button. By default, when it is creating here, so some configuration will be created. Those things we already discussed, right? When you are doing the TMS configuration, this is called the TMS configuration. Here, one user will be created. That is called the TMS ADM in 000 client. So RFC destinations will be created. TMS ADM, TMS ADM star, and TMS SUP star. Two RFC destinations will be created. So one job will be created in SM37. That is called the RDD IMP DP. So any system, any client, so any system, anytime when you are performing the TMS configuration, this is called the TMS configuration. First of all, we need to perform the configuration to perform the transports, right? To import the objects from one system to another system. So for this one, first of all, so one user, two RFC destinations, so one job will be created in the back end. This is one of the important point of interview question they may ask you. When you performing the TMS configuration, what are the configurations will be created in the back end? So these are the configurations will be created in the back end, right? So here this will be created. Now we configure the domain controller we have configured. This is our domain controller. So now once the domain controller is configured, so the next one is the how to add the systems, how to add the systems into domain controller. This is one of the important point. Why? Because first we have to, as part of the TMS configuration, first we need to configure the domain controller. We have done. One system should be in the domain controller. Means when you give the domain underscore SID, save it. That is the domain controller system. Save it done. Then how to add the other systems into main branch, means domain control system, sub branches into main branch. So for this one, what you need to do? You need to log into the, so how to add these two systems, NWD, TST, we need to add into the ECP system, right? We have to add it to the here. In this case, what we have to do? We need to log into the NWD system with 000 client, right? And any one of the user ID password, then STMS transaction code. Then here you need to enter the domain underscore. What we have to give here? Anyone can jump in here. What is the SID we have to give it here? Why? Because I want to add this system into here. So what is the SID I have to give it here?
ECP, sir.
ECP. Why we have to give the ECP only?
As we are adding, as it is a domain controller, we need to name it as ECP.
Yes, right, exactly. Domain controller name we have to give it. So if you put only NWD, what will happen? This system is the one more domain controller. So this is the separate domain controller. This is the one more domain controller. So there is no use of configuring the TMS. Why? Because this is the different domain controller. So should not configure the NWD. Why? Because you are going to add the sub branch as the sub branch into main branch. So our subsist this system into main system. So the main system SID we have to give it, then save it. Then that will be added to the here. Okay. So let's see here. So here first we will give to the user name. Why? Because the configuration is creating here. The configuration is creating here. Let's see here. You can see. So one user, the password asked us. We have saved the password now. Okay. That user is creating, adjusting the transport profile and everything. Why? Because while creating, there is a so configuration also created in the trans directory. So not only in the job, here in the OS level, under the USR SAP trans, there is a bin folder we discussed. It's like all the TMS configuration, whatever you are doing the configuration, everything will be saved into the under the trans directory, under the trans directory. Okay, now this is the domain controller. ECP is the domain controller. Okay, minimize it now. Okay, now I want to add NWD system. Then in this case, log into the 000, maybe any one of the user, the password you need to use it, the same password, whatever the passwords we have, same password will work it here. Okay, so we have common password, same password will work for NWD as well. Why? Because at the end of the class, I will give the some assignment to you so that you need to configure everything here. Okay, that is what our main assignment here. Okay, so here nwd d created here. Okay, so here what we have to do, we have to go to the stms is the transaction code here. stms in the all these new systems also, you need to perform the some configuration. This is configuration. Then here, so it's automatically taken. So if not, then we need to manually give the user domain underscore ECP. Then so just click on the save button. Why? Because NWD system, what is the transport domain? ECP is the transport domain. Just click on the save button. Then same here also, one user is creating. Okay, then one, two RFC destinations, one job, and a configuration will be saved. If you go to the USR SAP trans, under the trans, you can see here, you go to the bin folder, so you have the ECP related domain.cfg configuration files are getting generated. These files are getting generated here. So here it is creating, configuration is creating now here. See here, so it is compiling, it is creating. Still, we have not executed the SGen, so that is the reason. So it's taking time here. So here, if you go to the system SM59, first time, so we are creating the user, right? It is asking the so company name it is asking. Then country. So when you go to the, you have verified that the user is created. You go to the SM59. So in the above connections, you see RFC destinations are created. So one is the TMS ADM, ECP related to RFC destinations, NWD related to RFC destinations are created, right? So two RFC destinations are created. So now NWD system also we are adding to the transport domain. Transport domain means VCC. The system is waiting to be included, so which means it is waiting for the main branch approval. Then same time we can log into the TST system also. Now the system we have added to the here, right? Same as like in the TST also, whatever the systems, whatever the new systems you want to add it to the transport domain controller, then you need to log into the 000 DDIC STMS, then domain underscore ECP, then save it. So same configuration. So how to add the systems into domain controller, which means so you need to follow the all these steps. So TMS config, as part of the TMS configuration, the first you need to create the domain controller. Then after that you need to add the systems. So the second topic. So we already know now. So how to add the systems. Then now we have the TST. In the TST, how to add it here? Go to the 000 and DDIC. So any one of the password we can use it. Not any one of the standard password we have to use it. Common password. Then just click on the OK button. So here you see here, so TST. In the TST, So same, go to the STMS is the STMS is the transaction. Then domain underscore ECP domain underscore SID we have to give it here. Okay, same. So domain underscore ECP. So see, it automatically it's taken. It's knows. System knows. So right, that is the reason it's taken. Same again. User is creating. These questions may ask you while configuring what are the configuration will be created automatically. So these are the configuration. One user RFC destination background job in SM37 and configuration the voice level configuration here. Voice level configuration here. See here. So voice level configuration is created here. So see here NW related domain underscore CFG. Here you can see here. So we open the notepad. So here ECP system NWD ECP we have created. It's added, right? So now when you done this here when you done the configure TST, the CSC configuration also will be saved into the domain underscore SID. So this OS level configuration file it will be added to the here as well. So let's see here. So it is creating. So now you know, right, how to add the new systems into transport domain controller. So that is the one of the task. And transport domain controller, that is the one more task we have to perform. So here company name, that is common when the first time. So when you are creating, so we have to provide the company details and everything we have to provide it here. Why? Because user is creating. This user is belongs to which company. So those details we have to provide it to the here. This is the status bar. So it will give the information what is exactly. So if you run the SGen, this won't take much time. Immediately it will finish it. So we have not executed the SGen for this newly systems. So that is the reason. So this taking time to compile all the programs and everything. If you run one time execution SGen, so your programs and everything will be fast. So how we have executed for the ECP, within fraction of seconds we created the configuration, right? Same as like here. Okay, so now we are adding our TST system into domain controller, right? Domain controller we are adding. So let's see. So it's compiling. Okay, just saving the option. So the configuration will be updated here as well. So if you go to the here, so here the configuration will be updated in this page as well. And also the RFC destinations. Now two systems we added, two systems RFC destinations. So if we click on the refresh button, there is a three systems also will be here. Three systems also will be here. See here ECP, NWD, TCP, ECP, NWD, TCP. Okay, two RFC destinations. One is this is the main RFC destination. This is the second RFC destination, supplementary RFC destination. Okay, these two RFC destinations are connected. Why these RFC destinations means through these RFC destinations, the data flow will happen to one system to another system. It will happen, right? That is the thing. It is happening now. So still it is saving the configuration. See here. Only I filled the mandatory fields actually. So that is the reason. So only mandatory fields. These two are the mandatory fields here. Title and the name is the mandatory fields. That's why I filled only these things here. So now after that, so what next? So we need to log into the transport domain controller. So why? Because you added the system to the here, and this system also you added to the here. So you added these two systems to the here. Then you need to log into the transport domain controller. Then just again go to the STMS, then systems, then approve it. Why? Because we need to approve here. Then only these two systems will be added here. Now these two systems are waiting for your approval, means main branch approval. So that is the reason the two systems are waiting for approval. So here, so these two systems are waiting. Now log into the ECP system. So go to the STMS transaction code. So here there is systems option. Go to the systems here. So here you can click the this button also. See here these two systems NWD TST systems. TST systems are waiting to be included. Waiting to be included means those systems are waiting for included in the transport domain controller. These two systems are waiting for included. So now what you need to do, you need to select the system, go to the SAP system, click on the approve button. Then the system will be come to the this here. Now it is what is saying, SAP system is waiting to be included. Waiting. It's a waiting for so approval. Just select this button, then go to the SAP system. Just click on the approve. So that will be approved. That will be added to the here. That will be added. Now include the NWT in domain system. Now you sent the configuration to ECP system. Then you have to come to the ECP system. Now you need to do the approval. Now you need to do the approval. Then see the configuration is up to date. The configuration is up to date. The other configuration is the up to date configuration. So how can I know which system is the domain controller? So for domain controller system, you have this symbol. When you just mouse over, you can see controller. So there are active status. So like that you have the options here. Like that you have the options will be included in the system. So this is the way we need to add the systems into domain controller. So here I have added the system into domain controller. So same, you have the hundreds of systems you want to add domain controller, you need to follow the same steps you need to follow. Log into the 000 client, STMS, STMS, and domain underscore SID and save it. So that the system will be added to the here. The system will be added to the here. Then once you approve it, that will be added to the in the domain controller system. It will be added. Once you approve it, that system will be added to the domain controller system. So this is the flow now. Okay. So this sub branch, after adding, what this main branch will do, the CCP system will control the remaining two systems. So how they want to move the changes. Suppose how the object knows. Once you release the object here, it will go to the here, then it will go to the here, the proper forward direction it should go, and how the system knows. Then here ECP will tell the systems, okay, once you done, you have to move the transport to the that system and this system, like that it will give the information. Now you can see TST also waiting to be included. Now here this system also waiting to be included, but we have already approved. Then go back, and if you just click on the STMS again, so now you won't get that option. Now your system is the NWD, but your transport domain is the ECP system. Now go to the ECP. Now just click on the this button. So your what you have in, so here when we enter to the here, click on the systems button, then just select this one, just click on the so approve option, then that system is added to the here, that system is added to the here, right? Yes button, which means the system is added to the transport domain controller. So it is waiting for the approval, it is adding to the transport domain controller. See here the configuration, everything is adapting here. So configuration is creating now. Configuration is creating now. So this is the way we need to add the systems into domain controller. Then you have to do the approval. You have to perform the approve option. Then system will be included into the domain controller. So this is called the transport domain controller and how to add the systems into domain controller and how to approve in the main branch. Means log into the main branch, STMS systems, then there we have the approve option. Then what next? So what next? Next is the we need to create the transport routes. We have transport routes. We have to create it. Then transport layers we have to create it. So these two topics are left now. Okay, transport routes and transport layers we have left. Okay, this all are the part of the TMS configuration only. Okay, all configuration is in the TMS configuration only. All configuration is in the TMS configuration only. Okay, TMS configuration only. We need to do configuration. First domain controller, then add the systems, then transport routes and transport layers. Okay. Okay. So transport routes mean what is mean by transport routes here? Okay. So transport routes are so two types of transport routes we have. One is the so consolidation routes are two types. So two types of routes. Remember this one. Two types of transport routes. One here two types of routes here. One is the consolidation route. One is the consolidation route. It's very important. They may ask you question. The transport administration is the entire transport administration is very important. They may ask you questions like what is domain controller, how to add the systems into transport domain. Then after that, what is that route? How many types of routes we have? Consolidation route and delivery route. How many types of routes are a consolidation route and delivery route? So what is mean by consolidation route and delivery route? Consolidation route means the route between development system and your test system. Quality system is called the so consolidation route. Okay, consolidation route. So the route between test to the production system is called the delivery. Why? Because finally we are giving the delivery here. So you booked the order in the Amazon, but first your delivery comes to the so from development to so your consolidation concept through consolidation route test system. Then from test to again finally you are getting the delivery, right? And also what is this route means? Through this route object will move. Through this route objects will move from one system to another system, from this system to so test system to so production system it will move. Okay, two types of so layers we have, sorry, routes we have. One is the consolidation route and delivery route we have. So now how to create those so routes now? So log into the domain controller system here. Here if you go to the STMS transaction code here, STMS transaction code, after the configuration adding the systems to the here you can see here routes, transport route option. Just click on the transport routes option here. Okay, here go to the change mode. Okay, go to the change mode here. Go to the configuration. Okay, so standard configuration. We have the three systems, right? That is the reason three systems in the group. So development, what is your development system? NWD. What is your quality system? TST. What is your production system? ECP. So we have the SIDs. So like that I'm giving the system SIDs here like that. So once you've done the development activity, when you release it, you will go to the quality system, then it will go to the production system. So the order which you are providing here, that is the mandatory thing here. The correctly you have to provide the order. Otherwise, what happens? Once you've done the development, if you give the your test system as the ECP, the changes will go to the ECP system, not the TS system. So that is the violation, right? So then in this case, you need to correctly provide the this one. Just click on the OK button. So here your groups just save it then. Save it here. So like that and distribute and activate. So that so TMS configuration transport routes also created. Activating the routes also created. Okay, these are the routes you can see here. So NWD when you go, when you your development system. Then once the change is done here, that will be moved to the your test system. So then once you've done the test system here, then they will do the testing and everything. Once it is successful, the change will be moved to the delivery, the final delivery which is giving to the production, right? The production is the our final delivery. So development and delivery system. So the route between the development and test is called the consolidation, and the route between the delivery, the test system and the production is called the delivery route. Through this route only the changes will be moved to the from this system to another system, right? So here what about these two, SAP and ZSID? What about these two? Okay, so the two are called the layers, transport layers. Here two types of routes and two types of so layers we have. One is the SAP layer and second one is the ZSID layer. So SAP layer means so objects. SAP standard objects will move through this layer. Standard objects will go through SAP layer. Then custom objects. SAP standard objects means that it's the development who done by the SAP team, which will come as part of the SAP node or SAP support packs. So those are the SAP objects, standard objects. So you done some changes on the standard objects. Those are the custom objects. So those custom changes means our developers, they will do the development activity, right? Those are the custom objects. Custom objects will move through this lane, okay? This lane, the custom objects will move to this lane, okay? These are the layers. Layers means lane in our language, lanes, right? So through this lane, through this road, the data will be moved from the here to here, it will be moved. So if it is a standard objects, it will move this lane. With the custom objects, this will go this way and it will move to the test system. So this is the way of the performing the TMS configuration in the system. This is the way we have to perform the TMS configuration. So this is the TMS configuration. So let me take you one example here. Okay, so here let me take here, this is the Hyderabad. Okay, so and in between we have the Suryapet or Kodad. Then this is the final, we have the so Vijayawada, right? So this is the Hyderabad system. So we have here in between, I will take that Kodad. So then here I will take example of the here, so Vijayawada, right? So Vijayawada system. So we have the three systems in the landscape. So I want to move the data from to Vijayawada, right? In this case, the first what we required here, the transport road is required. Road, right? So through this road, so that the road is there here. From here to here, the road is there. That is called the road. This is a road. So from here Hyderabad to Kodada, the road is called the so national highway something is called the something. Okay. So then here to here, national highway 9. So something like here. So we are the road from Hyderabad to direct, there is direct Vijayawada. In between we have the junction is called the Kodada. So here there is a road here, national highway road. Why? Because you want to move the objects here. Here you have the one object here. That object, you have the one object here. So that is the one object here. This is the one of the object. You want to move this object, you want to move this data, you want to move this parcel something to here, you want to move, right? Here to here you have to move. In this case, what we have to do, so you need to first so create, first you have to create the all the three systems in the landscape. Yes, we have created the transport domain controller, you have created. Then you have added the other two cities into the domain controller as well for tracking purpose. Get transport routes, where the two routes are available, Hyderabad to Kodad and Kodad to Vijayawada, where the two routes are available. So the road between Hyderabad to Kodada is called the consolidation route. Why? Because here development is coming here. So that is called the consolidation route. And the delivery route, the route which is coming from the this is the delivery route. This is the consolidation route. Okay, delivery route, consolidation route. Okay, fine, fine. So, but each road, each national highway road, there is a lanes, right? Each road there is a line, which means small vehicles should go into the under one line and three lanes total actually, two lanes, so three ways. So which means small vehicles should go to the left side, heavy vehicles and slow vehicles should go to the one vehicle, high speed vehicles should go to the in the right side, right? There's a transport rules, so it should go as per the, that is the reason they have created the lane. So in the SAP also they have created the layers and the lanes. Okay, so lanes means here, so SAP standard objects where the two types of layers are available here. So here also two types of layers. SAP standard objects should go here, development to quality through SAP layer. So customization objects should go through here in the ZSID layer. All will go to the test system only, but the way it is going to the from here to here is different. But all finally it will reach to the destination is the test system. Why? Because in the testing, so it will the testing will happen here. That is the reason from here to here the data will be moved here. Then after that the data will go to the finally delivery. So any objects through one line it will go to the ECP system, right? So multiple ways you can reach it to the Kodak, right? One is the normal flyover road, normal other road, but you have to follow the lanes, right? Lanes we have to follow. Customization objects will go to this lane, and the standard VIP vehicles, everything will go to the this lane in our language, right? This is the layers. Two types of roads and two types of layers are available. They may ask you how many types of roads we have. What is mean by consolidation delivery route? How many types of layers we have? What is mean by SAP layer and ZSID layer? Okay, SID means if it is the development system ECP, then ZECP. NWD is the ZHYD. HYD system is the ZHYD system, like that. It will come to the here. Okay, this entire all these topics are called the transport creation. Means not the transport creation, TMS configuration. This is the TMS configuration we have performed till now. First, domain controller configuration, adding the systems, transport routes, and the transport layers, right? This is the configurations. So when you are performing this configuration, you have the two systems. So configuration will be saved into the here in the OS level. This entire trans directory is created called the for the transport purpose only. This trans directory will be created by SAP system. In this, the first tab is called the bin folder. The all the configuration will be saved. If you delete this configuration, whatever you have done the configuration here, everything will be gone, right? So don't delete the TMS configurations. So and also buffer imported requests are saved here. That I will explain it. So we will come to the depends on the situation. I will explain all these tabs. So now what we discussed is the TMS configuration. Configuration we have performed to move the objects. Now how to move the objects, how to create the object, how to move the objects means creation of the transport request is part of the transport is called what of the development functional team, they will take care, but only import is our procedure. But we will discuss about the creation of the transport request itself. So what is mean by transport request? We will create a one request. In that request, we will import the all the objects. We will add the all the objects here. So we will create one request. We will add all the objects into the transport request. Okay. So that is called the request. So we have to create the request because you want to move the objects. How will you move the objects? You have to add that object into transport request. So now how to create the transport request, then how to import to the your target system, then what are the troubleshooting we have to perform it, what are the issues we may face, those things we will discuss. So someone asking question, yes, then we have more option, can you tell me that one, which option should I take? Okay, okay, so is it clear this TMS configuration? Any questions from anyone? Still we have one class left for the TMS configuration. It's not like that we have completed. Configuration we have completed. The remaining things are very, it's very simple. Only configuration is the one-time activity. One-time activity means enter your landscape. If you perform one time, that's fine. You can move the n number of landscape. When the system is live, you can move the n number of landscape, n number of objects data to the your development to quality to production system. Okay, so now we can see here. So if you go to the system, STMS transaction code, you can see the transport. These are the systems. How many systems are there? There are the 3 systems. So is the configuration transport routes are there? Yes, we have the routes are there. This is the zoom in. You will do the more zoom in means give the zoom in, out means you will give the zoom out. Okay, so zoom in and zoom out button. The configuration we have done it now. So this is the done, configuration is done, systems are done. Now creation of the transports now. How to perform means that I will explain. Before that, any questions from anyone?
So what if we choose development as a domain controller, sir?
Yeah,
Will the
yeah.
layers of the roots change?
Yes, it will be changed. Because if you choose transport domain controller as that, not, so it will change it here. Why? Because you are changing the, nothing will be changed. It will be same configuration only. Nothing will be changed. Why? Because when you change the domain controller also development system, you are using the NWD as your first system, right? Development system. Then the configuration is the same will come. But now if you want to do that one, you need to delete the configuration. Delete the configuration. Then here your domain underscore NWD, then all systems domain underscore NWD, again you need to do the reconfiguration everything. That anyhow as part of the practice you will perform it. So I know, but this is the way we have to go. The only thing is, so if the domain controller is down, TMS it won't work. Suppose you have the 3 systems, right? So this is our domain controller system. Due to some reasons, you stopped this one. Then you want to, but even though you want to move the data from here to here, then data will not be moved to the NWDT to TST system. It will not be moved because our main branch system, the controlling system, the controller is down. Controller is down means you cannot move the transports data from one system to another system. That's why. So even like control is up, your test is down, TMS configuration will work. But so, but your main control is down, the TMS it won't work because the configuration is important. The routes are very important. The routes are very important here to move the data. Why? Because you will develop the data in the NWD system, then we will move to the test system, right? Then when it is moving the test system, who will how this knows, how the request knows, how the object knows, how the system knows. You have to create here, then you have to move to the here, then you have to move to the here, how the system knows, right? The domain control will tell you, depends upon this configuration, whatever the configuration you are performing, this domain controller will know. So you have to go with this configuration, something like that. The domain control will tell you. So like that, which is our development system, which is your quality system, who will tell me this domain controller will tell the so configuration and everything, whatever the configuration you are creating, that will be created. Okay, that is we doing here. Suppose you have wrongly given the domain controller as, so sorry, your development system as NWD. I want TST is my development system, then quality is my NWD system, my ECP is my production system. Like that also you can configure it. But here before configuring, you need to make sure what is your systems here. Like that you can configure it. It will exchange, interchange. But here if see text is your system, here Z and ZSID it will come here. So like that you can configure it. Like that you can configure the changes in the system. This is the TMS configurations. Okay. So any questions from anyone? You have to perform the configuration. Okay. Because I'm deleting now. That is your assignment is to delete. So perform the configuration. Then done. I deleted the configuration. TMS is not configured. So your work is to perform the configuration now. Whatever I have done it here, all the configuration I am deleting now. Delete it. We can, not a problem. You can create it, delete it, not a problem. The thing is, you need to work it out. Done. Delete it. Okay, you have to perform it. So now, what is your assignment for the day? What you have to do? We have the three systems. So especially in the production, you have to treat as production system. Why? Because few of the users are connecting to the ECP system. The functional guys, they are using some business functionalities, and they are doing some scenarios. So as a basis consultant, what you have to do in the real time or on our systems also, do the some monitoring here. Check, are there any transactions stuck or not? Check, are there any dumps, any lock entries, any long running jobs or not? Okay, so like that you need to validate your system is up and running okay or not. And other side, today topic, TMS configuration, you need to perform it. Okay, TMS configuration, you need to perform the TMS configuration. So it should be ready by tomorrow. All should be performed. Otherwise, so again you have to reconfigure it. Okay, that you have to do. That is the assignment. And one more work I'm giving to you. Like, so these two systems are there here, right? We have the systems here. So ECP and the NWD, we have the systems, right? So these systems are newly systems. There are no groups here, no groups, no RFC groups, no standard job schedule, nothing is scheduled. You need to perform all the tasks, whatever we discussed today. You have to bring up to the speed of the ECP system. So no groups, so nothing is there. You need to create it all the systems, right? So also regarding the SGen, you need to run the SGen as well. So see here, the first option you need to choose it. So why we have to choose only first option? First object is we are running the SGen for the components only. So few components. I want to run the SGen only for the basis objects, above objects. I want to all objects like that. You need to choose it. So it will give us some speed up option. Speed purpose, we can take it out. Speed purpose, so we can take it out. Okay, speed up. And also selected packages, maybe regenerate after the upgrade. We are not done, we are not running for the special packages. So last run, suppose last time you have executed, it got failed, again you want to regenerate from that tone, means you have to use this option. Okay, so these all are the only specific web throws BSP specific transport request which mean, but when the system is built, we have to use the all means all components. You have to do the this SGen option, you have to execute it. Okay, I'm executing now. One system I am executing, for remaining systems you have to execute it. Okay, so your work, your duties are clear now, right? Your duties are clear now. I will send that one sheet to you, TMS monitoring sheet. So how you want to proceed, you have a lot of work today. Okay, you have a lot of work today. Before business login, what you have to do before the business login, you need to you need to perform some health checks in the system, right? That is the assignment for today. As a business consultant in the real time also, you may get this type of tasks, activities. So perform the first thing is the validate the system and provide the status update. Okay, then so NWD and TST systems are new systems. So first add the TMS configuration, then perform the other basis related work, standard jobs, SMLG, RJ12. So other whatever the tasks we have in the client, if you want to create the client logical systems, whatever you want, you can do. Okay, NWD, TST systems are there. You have to create it. So that client creation is not mandatory. That is, we can do later. But I want TMS configuration should be configured for tomorrow's class. Then system validation, perform the dumps, checking everything. Okay, so and also check the are there any transactions stuck or not. So one more work I'm giving to you is, so create the RFC destinations to so NWD to so TST, then TST to PRD RFC destinations, and vice versa, like TST to NWD, then PRD to TST, Like that, you need to create the RFC destinations. You have a lot of work today. How you want to divide your work? You can divide it. You want to distribute the work among this all these three. You can perform it. I want everyone should perform these activities, all these activities in the system. When I log in and see everyone, including, so everyone has to perform it.